All right, I'm gonna make this video. I'm gonna try to make it short. It's like 30 minutes long or something like that. So, the main purpose of this video, um, I believe the moon is 100% not Iraq. I'm gonna play it here. Let me turn this volume off real quick. All right, so there's all these blue spots on the moon. The sky is blue. Now I know the argument that, well, the sky is, it's got that blue spectrum, and the sky is between the moon and us. That the moon is out in outer space, so that's why there's blue spots on the moon during the daytime, and at night when these spots are dark, the spot right here, all in through here. When these are all dark, it's because the sky is dark and the spectroscopy or whatever you want to call it of the dark sky. Well, listen, if that was true, then why is this clearly whitish, gray? Why is this all up in here like a solid, right? So this tells me that the sky plays a role in this as far as the moon is transparent, it's within our realm, and these blue spots are what you see in through the moon. They're just it's a hazy part of the moon, like something's not right. And that's where I'm going. When I show you the night pictures of the same phase, moved from the same day, right? Because this was taken right before sunset. I do got some sunset pics, and then I got pics of the moon at night with a star next to it. Mainly doing this because I got heckled the other day by a NASA fangirl. Yeah, I don't know what they were getting at. Something about how Arcturus is a bigger body than the other wandering stars, and so that's why you can get them in detail, and you can't get Arcturus in detail. But I'm going to show you something. I got a new video of Arcturus that I took, I think, this same night. They also said that the P1000 can't match up with the telescopes in clarity. Well, I'm going to show you some pictures of the moon at night here that I took, but this is during the daytime. Manual focus, moon settings. No, negative, not moon settings. Beach settings in the scene selections there in the P1000. The ISO, I believe, is at 1600. If I'm not mistaken, I still had it set up on the stars, or I know I changed it later on to 32 and 6400. And wait till you see what I got Arcturus. But you see what I'm saying? Right in here, it's the same color, right? And you can say, well, it's a shadow, and it very well could be. I'm not going to argue, right? Because there's shadowing here, right? I'm not going to argue with that. It's definite. Look at that. It's pretty cool, right? This, by the way, this part here is like my most favorite part of the moon. It's like a golf ball. I'm not even a golfer. A golfer? Anyway, and then yes, here you see like these spots where they're graying out, right? And it's just different angularity. But you understand where I'm getting at right here. It's blue. Now, could that be the actual color of the moon and it just happens to be the same color of the sky? Yeah, absolutely. It could be. You know what I mean? I can't say negative to that either. I'm just trying to figure this out. I'm not trying to be a know-it-all. I'm not trying to be a smartass. I'm just simply saying, based on what I've observed of the moon, and I've done a lot of observations on it, maybe not as much as Eric DeBay, but I've done quite a bit, right? And I'm banking on that this moon could very well be just like that Australian professor said in the 1960s that it was plasma. I'll put that clip in here. I got it from Terry Etcher, so I'll throw that clip in here. You guys can see that. But so that's where I'm going at with this. There's got to be it's something like right here. Look, it's just you can barely see the imaginary line. Now here's something else that gets me too, is when it's like a quarter moon at night, you can see the entire moon, right? And you can see this like we could call this the insignia of the moon. Like if I bring it back here, so I see how it's got its markings like this. You call that like I call that like the insignia or whatever the markings. So if only half of this is lit up at night, you can still see this here. Not in it's faint, but you can see it and it's in detail. It's all there. But anyway, we'll get out to the next clip here. All right, so this is um the same day with the moon. It's going through on my locust trees out back. I did mention this in the other part of the video. That's about as crystal clear as I'm going to get when the moon's first coming up, because it's just at sun or a moonrise rather, right, or a little bit after moonrise, so it's way out in the horizon. And as the moon traverses across, my perspective, as it gets more, you know, overhead, I can get really, really crystal clear pictures. Well, here is a few hours afterwards, and it's up higher. I think it was like over in here, and it's rising like this as it arcs across the sky. And later at night, I'll be over in this area here with it up in this section here. When I get this, and my boy's watching Grizz and the Lemmings, and he's going nuts. I apologize if you hear him in the background. Um, anyway, so at night, rather, the moon would be up over here. What was the star? Spica is down below it. I'll probably put that in later just because. But anyway, I gotta do this again. So I just want to show you the clarity that I can get through the tree here. Watch this. Now I pause it here, but as you can see how these spots are starting to change. These ones are going, they're glowing like the moon would, right? See how much more detail I get as it's more overhead now. Um, and that's something else. And I mentioned that is because a gentleman by the name of Max V on here was heckling me about the P1000 and that you could see the sun on a flat Earth. Like, I don't know what he said, like 3,000 miles. Because I said the camera's only good for 100 miles. Well, I got that information from Nikon themselves. Nikon themselves, they're the people that make the Nikon P1000 Coolpix camera. The dudes that manufacture it, they're the ones that said that it's good for 160 kilometers, which is 100 miles. And that's to a focal point. And this kind of shows you that. As you can see how much more detail the moon is here than it was in the beginning. Yeah, sure, there was detail, but I mean, it wasn't drastic. And I can show you pick after pick if you really wanted to challenge me on it. Do I really want to go through all my pictures? Well, I'll put it to you this way. This picture here before I named it was picture 6,000. So that's a lot of data that I got to go through. That's 6,000 different pictures and or videos that I've taken with the P1000 alone. So I've done quite a bit of research, and all of it, well, I mean, I don't want to say all of it because that'd be a lie. We'll say 90% of it, right? Or maybe even as high as 95% is all basically airplanes, or the chemtrails, or whatever, the moon and the stars, and then some long distance shots. So, but anyway, let's get moving here. I want to show you how this is. I don't want to take up too much of your time. I just want to show you how clear this gets. Now, this is the area at sunset. Well, let me try to do a better pause. I'm not moving around. So this is like at sunset. Essentially, you can see the sky was still kind of lit up. The sun was behind me. The moon is in the east. It's getting ready to go into the full moon phase, right? Um, so uh, the sky is starting to get dark. The stars still were not visible yet. I think after this video or the next video I took, I was on Arcturus, so it had just come into view, which was like 80 something at night. So this is like literally like right as the sun literally disappeared off into the horizon, and the sky is still lit up for that remainder like 20, 30, 40 minutes sometimes. So, and you can see the moon is already starting to change color, right? And you can see these spots are starting to darken out, especially right in here and here, right? And over in here. These spots here are starting to glow more as they normally would. And I just want to point that out. Like, as the color of the sky changes, so do the spots on the moon every single time. So this is all the way zoomed in on the moon. Um, I think in this clip here, I'm looking for caves. Yeah, the Weather Channel actually reported. I'm going to put that clip in here.
Daytime on the moon is extremely hot, up to 280 degrees Fahrenheit, and nighttime on the moon is the exact opposite, extremely cold, as low as minus 280. But new research shows that some parts of the moon might actually be the perfect temperature to sustain human life. Scientists have discovered that inside pits and caves on the lunar surface, the temperature is much more reasonable, about 63 degrees. Scientists speculate that some of these pits may lead to larger tunnels or caves, which would likely also be about the same temperature. Though NASA has no such plans, scientists speculate this discovery could help overcome some obstacles to moon exploration. Important technology and facilities that wouldn't survive the extremes of the lunar surface could hypothetically be housed in these temperate pits.
I saw it. I screen recorded it on my phone. I said, there's no way this is real. Like, this has got to be a joke, right?" But this is how clear the camera picks up the moon through a locust tree, through the tops of a locust tree. Um, it's the way I say it is, if a telescope and a P1 or a camera rather were to have kids, well, the P1000 would be the offspring. And it's pretty much true. I mean, everything these guys are getting with the telescopes, I'm getting with my P1000. But you see what I'm saying? Like, up in here, these spots. I know I keep repeating myself on that, but I wanted to drill it in. Like, something's not right. It's definitely not a rock. It cannot be a rock. There's no way it's a rock. I've done a lot of hiking in the Adirondacks and the Catskills. You know what I mean? Like, I grew up part of my life on my grandfather's dairy farm. You know, I know what rocks look like. They don't change color at night. They don't change color in the daytime. You know what I'm saying? They don't do this type of thing. They're solid. And if someone's got a rock up and and it's between the sun and you see a solid silhouette of the whole rock. You don't see part of the rock that's lit up by the sun. You don't see a sliver of the rock, and the rest of it's invisible. So it's definitely not a rock. And now here, let's see if I can pause this time. Now, here's something else I want to show you guys too, just because a lot of people say, "Well, it's a ball rock." Well, here, look how sharp this disappears. Right? It just drops, almost like a discus. So if you were to take like a discus, right? Those little discus they would throw it like in track and field, right? Something like that. And you were to put it in like like water with like a blue dye that was really thick, right? So if that discus just went just below it, it would start to disappear. You would see something similar to this. It would disappear quick and sharp, look like a drop, and that's what this does. That's what this looks like. This does not look like the curvature of a ball. Okay, I could, and you can see like how close this is right here, right? So, and I got more video evidence on that. Like, I've got a whole bunch of stuff on that, but that disappears real quick. Definitely not characteristics of a ball. You know what I mean? Not like they say it is anyway. And obviously you can see the sky is still bluish, still like daylight. But yeah, so that's at sunset. Now we'll go into um, sun or night. So I had to redo this because I'm using a headset for audio, and the uh, the little microphone can swivel up and down, and I had it up on my head. I didn't realize that I'm talking, and I went to listen to the playback, and there's nothing until I flip it down. I'm like, well, that ain't gonna work. Take two. This is Arcturus right here. Um, the last video you just saw was on um, the moon settings, and I do believe it was 3200 ISO. And then if you notice right here, let me back it up a little bit. Remember I was saying where I was going to be with the star, or the in relation with the trees, with the moon. So here's that little gap. The first, when I was videotaping the moon in the tree in the last clip, it was right in here somewhere, right? Remember I said that little opening right here? Oh, that's where I am. I do get it later with Spica, and I'm gonna put that in there too because I'm gonna show you how clear I get the moon right here, and I'm gonna run over to Arcturus. Remember I was telling you about Arcturus? Wait till you see this, and then I'm gonna do the same thing with the moon and Spica on the same night, just a little later, and then I'll show you every single star that I've got on camera. The best video I got of the star, I'm gonna show you that. So there's no distinction. Like I'm not, um, I'm not fudging any of this. I'm not making any of this crap up. I'm not trying to mess with anybody in a deceptive, satanic way. Notice here, you see how the sky is black, right? See how these spots are getting blacker or are black, darker. They're not blue. The sky's not blue. They're not bluish. The sky's blue. They're bluish, right? Pay attention to this spot too. I've never seen this before on the moon. Could just be the way the shadows are. I don't know. It's pretty wild stuff. But I focus in on it. Look at this detail that went across. Look at all this detail down here. You guys on your telescopes, look in here. When I zoom in on the moon here, I'm going to zoom in on it a little bit. See all this great detail? You guys that are on your little telescopes and stuff, you're getting the same thing. The same exact thing as I'm getting. All this detail. Sure, you might get a little more detail. You might run through a Photoshop. I don't know. Right? But the point is, all this detail, right, is done with a P1000. It's done with a camera. All right? Look at this. You can't tell me it's not able to zoom in on distant bodies. And these bodies aren't that far away. You've got to have more faith in man than I want to get on the trail. Let's just keep going. Look at that beautiful, absolutely amazing moon. Look at the clarity, the detail. You're not going to get that detail when it's first rising or setting with the P1000. It's too far away. Like I said, the P1000 is only good for 100 miles. Well, Nikon. Look at this. You ever seen this? Look at that. It'd be like Eddie Bravo. Look at this. Look at this. Come here. Look at this. Look at that. See what I'm talking about right here. This detail. You guys are getting the same thing on your telescopes that I'm getting on my P1000. For some reason, on the 2160 frame setting, it does not like to go to 4x digital. Whatever. I don't really need it. I'm beyond 125. I'm in like 3.5 digital right now. Playing with the focus, trying to see if I can't get a crisper call on it, and see if maybe it's me. Right? Always double checking, and I'm still getting that. It almost looks like a little man on the moon. Right? He's got a little stone face. Right? Two eyes. Anyway, I'm being facetious. So I have no idea what that is. Essentially, it could just be the way that it's reacting with the sun, if it really is plasma, like that Australian professor said, or something else is going on. I don't know, but whatever that is, it's pretty wild stuff. I've never seen that marking on the moon, or if it's been there before, I just never noticed it until just now. Um, like I said, I got well over 6,000 pics and videos. Not all on the moon, essentially. They're all over the place. And I'm just going to let this video play out because I want you to see how crystal clear this is, right? I mean, you can't deny that this P1000 has some sick imagery and some amazing zoom capabilities with amazing clarity for the zoom capabilities that it possesses, right? And I wanted you to see how clear I am on this moon because I'm going to go switch over to Arcturus without stopping. Same clip, same settings, same rollings. You know what I'm saying? And you're going to see probably one of the best videos I've got of Arcturus to date. I get a little lost here trying to find Arcturus. Had to relocate the moon. And then there's Arcturus right here. There she is. Or he, sorry. I'm getting better at zooming in on these stars. Again, my tripod mount for my camera, it's like a joystick, like an Atari. So I gotta pull this heavy spring-loaded trigger in and then adjust it. So when I let go of it, like it rides on like a ball. So when I let go of it, it doesn't stay where it's supposed to all the time, even though it's rock hard. Like on the settings, is when you're so or on the screws or whatever, the set screws that keep it in place, they're pretty tight. But for some reason, when I let go, it'll sag a little bit, left or right, up or down, depending on where it is. But anyway, this is Arcturus. This is the brightest star right now on my horizon or my sky. And you cannot tell me that is not focused. There is blatantly and clearly 3 wheels and then a center piece, like a coal piece. There's no camera trickery. Same video. Went straight from the moon to Arcturus. And I'm going to go straight from the moon to Spica later on. I've done it with, I think it's called Tiguan. I'll put that clip in here too.
Questions related to thoughts of genius. Do you think or consider yourself to be a genius?
No. I consider myself to be an ordinary, humble person who wants to serve mankind with what man has striven for from the beginning of consciousness, with truth and understanding of the world.
Well, now, one thing, you have a theory about the moon, and we expect to be able to get observable facts about the moon fairly soon. What is your theory?
Well, it is by now rather more than a theory. 10 or 11 years ago, I stated to various scientists that the moon is not a piece of rock, but it is a plasma phenomenon, cosmic plasma, and that this fact will eventually be confirmed. I made certain predictions which were already confirmed in 1958, and the situation now is coming close to a complete confirmation.
What will be the result if you're proved to be correct in your theories?
The result will be profound and decisive, because it will give proof that a complete reinvestigation of the laws of nature is necessary. Because if the moon is a plasma, no man will ever land on it. The soft landing attempts will all fail. That means that the mass of the moon is far less than is currently assumed. It's in a different state of energy, and it has far less mass. That means there is no more explanation for the tides. If the moon, for example, had only 1,000th part of its current mass, then the tides would only be 2 inches high under conventional theories instead of sometimes 14 feet. And that means that if it is proved that the moon is a plasma, then all gravitational theories are out, and a new concept of the cosmos and of its laws has to be evolved. But the moon is definitely, as I assert, a plasma, this crisis. So it comes again to the age-old concept that truth is the guidance, the hope, and the directive of the human mind, and that man must strive to understand and to know the real nature of the world.
Plasma, an ionized gas consisting of positive ions and free electrons in proportions resulting in more or less no overall electric charge. So, as you can see, like I said, the professor was right. But I think it's awful funny that 4 years later they supposedly land on the moon and all of his work just disappeared, as you can see here. As reported by ABC, in 1965, this scientist tried to turn conventional science on its head. Among R. Foster's theories was that the moon was in fact made of plasma, not rock, and that landing on it would not be possible. Mr. Foster claimed that once his profound and decisive investigations were proven, a complete reinvestigation of the laws of nature would be necessary. The ABC has been unable to confirm Mr. Foster's identity beyond the entry in the production notebook from 1965, which is what I just showed you. We have also been unable to find any documentation of his work. So, of course not, because that was 1965, 4 years before they were going to fake this moon landing. So they just made his work and him totally disappear.
All right, so this is, let me hide, I don't know if you can see it or not. I can see it and it drives me nuts. All right, so this is that video with the moon and Spica. It's manual focus moon settings. I'm getting ready to focus it in with the focal dial. And you can see, I mean, it could probably use a little bit more of a spin, but it's pretty clear. right? So here I'm looking for Spica. I got lost. I went too far to the left. I was supposed to go down, and I didn't. So I give me a little bit here. I had to relocate the moon on the screen of the camera, and then from there get my bearing. And I do get on the Spica. It's just another video of the moon with clarity, and then zooming in on a star, getting the same exact effect as Arcturus. I'm getting with Spica. And then I'm going to show you, I think it's called like titanium or titanium. I don't even know how to pronounce it. I'm going to try to. And as you can see, right here, centerpiece and a wheel with a wheel. Just like Ezekiel said, every single star is like this. Every one, even the faint ones that, see, I'm going too far in. Even the faint ones, right, that are grainy, I'm still seeing the rings and the rings. So, alrighty. So here it is. Like I butchered it in the last frame. However you pronounce that. Is that Tianguan or something like that? I don't know. Some words I tangle with. I don't know. Whatever. Say what you want. You can pick on me all you want. I really don't care. Anyway, so this is this dude and the moon. Check this out. Whoops. And you notice you can see the rings. You can see all the other things, the characteristics that all the other guys are showing you with these stars as well, like the waves of, like, I don't know, the ether or water or whatever you want to call it in front of it. Here I back off a little bit, and there's the moon. Now check this out. You can see the whole moon. See it? It's right there. You can see the whole thing. Only half of it's lit, and this curve right here, just, it was one of these videos that I was telling you about. There's a drastic sharp curve, but you can see the whole moon. And it's like a discus, like just inside that blue heavy dyed water. Now bear with me here. I do get in on it, and then I kind of like fudge it a little bit off to the left. My tripod mount really is not the greatest. I will get one this summer. But you notice you can see the whole moon. See that? Did you notice that? If you look close enough right here. Maybe not so much in this spot. Right before all that, though, you can rewind it if you want. I'm gonna let this play out because I'm trying to make this video short. I don't want to take up too much of you guys' time, but I do want to show you this. It's pretty cool, and they don't teach us in school, and it bothers me because this type of thing should be taught in school. This is science. This is observation. So when I get on the moon here. Now, these are not the moon settings, by the way. These are my manual settings. I think it's like 1/30, and then F is 8.0. Look at that. So you can't tell me that that star was not focused. Not when it looks like all the rest of them. So there you go. It's pretty clear, pretty detailed, amazing amount of detail. So. Anyway, and I'll show you the rest of the stars. Actually, I'm gonna let this go. See if I think I have to spin with it. Yeah, I play with it right here. Check this out. Probably could have adjusted it a little better on the focal point. I will admit that. I could have done a better job focusing it. I think yeah, just right there. I'm messing with it. That's a little better. You see what I'm talking about? It's just poof, gone. But yeah, you can still see the whole entire moon. It's not a rock, it's not a ball. It's circular shape, that's for sure. It's not a ball. Pizzas are the shape of a circle, and you can walk around a pizza. Don't forget that. So yeah, pretty wild stuff.
Love and hate, get it along. mask of my disguise.
And who I am today
is worse than other times.
You don't know what I've done.
I'm wanted and on the run. I'm wanted and on the run. So I'm taking this moment to live in the future. Release me from the present. I'm obsessing all these questions. Why I'm in denial that they tried this suicidal session. Please use discretion when you're messing with the message man. These lyrics aren't for everyone, only if you understand. Please use discretion when you're messing with the message man. These lyrics aren't for everyone, only if you understand. My people singing. My people singing. Hope you're dead, cause how could you sleep at a time like this? People, they rhyme like this, we're all impressed by this. They rip it, flip it, but these are just triplets. Wrote this in 3 minutes, 3 words to a line. It's just poetry divided. I'm the kind of guy who takes every moment he knows he can fight it. In music to use it, for others to use it. You're dead, cause how could you sleep at a time like this? Life is up here, but you comment below. And the comments will always become common motivation to promote your show's next episode. So your brain knows to keep going, even though it's far from this moment. But you and I know it gets better when morning finally rears its head. Together we're losers, remember the future. Remember the morning is when night is dead. Release me from the present. I'm obsessing all these questions. Why I'm in denial that they tried this suicidal session. Please use discretion when you're messing with the message man. These lyrics aren't for everyone, only if you understand. Please use discretion when you're messing with the message man. These lyrics aren't for everyone, only if you understand. My people singing. My people singing. My people singing.